Hello everyone, welcome to Speedway Motors Tech Talk. My name is Joe, and today we're here to install our complete front suspension kit for 63 to 70 C10 trucks. And what this kit is, we took some parts off of our shelf and packaged them together into one kit that's going to lower the front of the truck and convert to disc brakes with a 5-on-5 bolt circle. So a lot of upgrades that people want to do to these trucks, this is all kind of bundled together. We've already installed these tubular arms. The procedure is more or less going to be the same whether you're using a stock arm or a tubular arm. So we're ready to get rolling here. We're going to install our drop springs, our drop spindles, and then we'll move on out to the brake kit. One of the hardest things when you're doing front suspension work is dealing with the front spring. You know, there's a ton of tension here, and so you got to be extra super careful, both when you're removing the original and when you're installing the new one. Because we knew we were replacing the spring, we cut the stock spring when we took it apart, and that sort of took some of the tension off of it. If you're doing it another way with a spring compressor or with a jack or whatever, just take care that you contain that spring. And then with this being a 2-inch drop spring, we have sort of the additional benefit of being able to install it without having to compress it, without having to put weight on the top or use the jack on the bottom. This is just gonna slip right in here, and we'll be able to hook up the spindle and button everything up here without having to compress the spring. So that makes this part of the install with this kit really easy. You gotta make sure you have the correct side spindle. I mean, that should go without saying. Caliper to the back, steering arm to the front. They're even labeled left and right. It'd just be a bummer if you tighten it all down and press the ball joint on and happen to have them backwards. The little coil goes up, and it's real easy to, it's real clear, even in a stock control arm, where the bottom spring, the bigger diameter coil goes, and then the top spring is the smaller diameter. As you tighten this down to bring these arms, it'll bring these arms together and make sure that you don't pinch the spring in a bad place. We've got the spindles and the springs on. We're going to move on to the brake kit. This kit comes with everything that you need. So bearings, seals, comes with the nuts, you know, cotter pins, all the hardware. So everything that you need is included in the kit. Get our greased bearings installed, get the castle nut on. And then when I set the tension on these, everybody's got their own way of doing it. You know, I snug it down pretty good until it gets hard to turn and then just back it off a little bit. You know, like I say, everybody has their own way of doing it. Just make sure it's not too tight, make sure it's not too loose. You know, you'll feel it either way. All right, I super love that this kit even comes with the upper shock mount to replace the kind of wonky original ones that don't have the nut on them. So we're gonna put this upper shock mount in, put the shocks on, and then we'll be pretty much wrapped up here with this step of the process. And it even comes with the bolt for the lower shock mount. All right, that pretty much does it for the install of this suspension kit. It does come with the flex line for the brake caliper, but we're gonna hold off on that while we're building the rest of the truck here. Obviously, we're gonna move on to the steering kit and the steering box, but as far as the suspension goes, this is gonna get with this drop spring, this drop spindle. It's gonna make this thing sit really great. We can't wait to get it on the ground and kind of see what our ride height is. If you have any questions with your install, feel free to let us know, and thanks for watching.